there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Sasha Banks is back in WWE. Sort of.
The real reason Kevin Owens hasn't been on our screens recently.
There was a title change on last night's episode of Raw.
And could WWE be on the verge of more releases? I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Definitely the first time we've recorded this video today. There definitely weren't any audio problems in the first file. None whatsoever.
Sorry, Adam Nicholas, our editor.
Yeah, I mean, that last video had about 20 swears in it, so it's probably for the best.
I'll be good.
Sasha Banks. She kind of returned to WWE last week. It's a house show in Mexico City on Saturday. Sasha Banks was there as WWE's guest. This is according to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer /Figure 4 Online Daily Update. She was hanging out with Bayley, her real life best friend.
Sense.
Of course, on-screen frenemy. Friend turned enemy, turned friend, turned enemy. They
I don't know if they're getting along right now or not.
Yeah, they flip-flop a lot, man. Afterwards, they went out to a bar and a restaurant with AAA wrestler Mamba. This could be interpreted as a sign that relations between Sasha and WWE are maybe improving. Or, in Dave Meltzer's words, aren't negative right now. So
Yes.
There you go.
Better than bad.
Better than crap. So you know the situation. Quick run through. May, Sasha Banks, Naomi, Women's Tag Team Champions, walk out during Raw, leave their belts on John Laurinaitis' desk. There was a reported creative meeting with Vince that didn't go too well as well, but it was probably the accumulation of some bigger frustrations going further back. Later that week, WWE announced that Sasha and Naomi were suspended indefinitely and stripped of the women's tag team titles. And since then, we've been speculating, we've been making stuff up probably, I don't know. We've been going, hey, when they're coming back, contracts, yada, yada, yada. There's a lot of complications. How you feeling?
Yeah, I think this is the most promising sign yet that we will see Sasha Banks back in WWE, and hopefully Naomi, of course, as well. Completely justified in what they did, in my opinion. We support the workers, of course, here at WhatCulture. And yeah, I think just the pure benefit that WWE's now not controlled by Vince McMahon really encourages me that she could make a return. She obviously got a great relationship with Triple H from their time in NXT, and they know that if they come back, they'd be booked well. You know, I think a lot of people, myself included, assumed when all this shenanigans happened with Damage Control and the tag team belts, more on them in a little bit, that maybe Sasha and Naomi were going to return and win them from them. That's probably not going to be the case now, spoilers.
Yeah.
I do expect Sasha Banks and Naomi to be back within WWE. I don't know if it's going to be before the end of the year. I don't know when you do it. I don't know whether you bring Sasha and Naomi back as part of the Rumble. It would both get huge pops, but they're probably not going to win it because Becky's probably going to win it. Maybe they're going to bring her back for War Games. But yes, fingers crossed. Would be great to see them back. Love them. Think they're great.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to see them back at this stage. As long as they're happy to come back, of course. Bring them home.
Yes. And speaking of people who've been missing from our screens, Andy Murray, where is Kevin Owens?
Probably not down there.
The last time we saw him, he was, of course, on NXT promoting Halloween Havoc with that sit-down interview with the three guys fighting for the world title. Last time he wrestled was September 30th on SmackDown, teaming with Gargano and McIntyre to take on Austin Theory and Alpha Academy. But since then,
Nada.
not seen anything.
Nothing.
And it's all Sami Zayn's fault. That's right, he's holding his friend down. He's saying, I don't know if he's ready for the big time. No, he's not, of course. They're all lovely and best mates and what have you. But Sami Zayn's too bloody popular as the honorary Uce. The report on this comes from Give Me Sport, who are talking with WrestleVote. It's very reliable for this sort of thing, of course. Saying that the plans for KO are, quote, totally on pause because of Sami's success in this storyline with the Bloodline. It was initially planned, Andy, to be a little 3 or 4 week comedy deal, and as you may be able to tell, it snowballs a bit out of there to the point where I think you and I sat here going, is Sami Zayn going to be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns? The initial plans obviously was going to have KO, get in Sami's ear and be like, you're not like these guys. What are you doing this? Maybe even they were going to be the guys to take the titles off the Usos. But yeah, Sami Zayn and the Bloodline and the honorary Uce and getting Usi is the biggest thing in wrestling right now. So it's understandable somewhat that Kevin Owens isn't back and just muddying up the waters of this storyline. It's disappointing that he's not on our screens, but I think, it's his best mate. He'll understand.
It's good, this is good. This is the way it should be. It shouldn't be a case of, we have this story, it's really rigid, we're going to do it our way, we're not going to listen to you at all, fans, We're not going to react. We're not going to live in the moment and build stuff from little branches that arise due to crowd reactions. We're just going to do it our way. We're going to swim against the tide. That's how you end up with trying to push Roman Reigns as the top babyface for 4 years and everything backfiring. So it was a big problem when Vince was the guy in WWE writing the stories, of course. Now, this is exactly what you should be doing. They initially had something smaller scale planned. It really took off. It kept taking off. And they were like, hey, let's ride this wave. It's good. It's good across the board. And it will lead to a greater payoff when Kevin Owens does return, if they choose to go down that route with him and Sami. I still think they should beat the Usos. But doing that 4 or 5 months from now will give you a better response than doing it 4 or 5 days from now.
If only there was a big show 4 or 5 months from now, they could do that on air.
Hollywood style, that'd be nice. But yeah, this is good stuff, man.
Yeah, great
like
stuff.
Title change last night on Raw. It was the women's tag team titles. Spoilers for a show that happened 12 hours ago.
Asuka and Alexa Bliss, the new tag team champs.
Right. I was trying to say a go there, and I went a go. I was like, I had that malfunction in my throat.
We need coffee. This is what happens when we do the news twice.
We do need coffee. We've only done it once. Come on, don't lie to the people.
I'm confusing myself now.
But yeah, on this show that only happened 12 hours ago, say a go funnily.
A go-go.
Go-go. Shouts to a go-go. And the Beast Akinfenwa.
Oh my God.
They're busting people up in progress. It's great stuff. But yeah, it's on the show that happened 12 hours ago. Alexa Bliss and Asuka beat, damaged, what was the... Accoutrement. They beat them for the women's tag team titles on Raw last night. Bayley was being a pest, because of course she was, but she got neutralized by her own Bayley to belly to the outside. There was like off a pile of stuff onto a pile. The classic wrestling thing. You jump on a pile of stuff.
Look at that stuff's there to break my fall.
She did that to Bianca Belair, and that neutralized them both. That allowed a relatively clean babyface win for Alexa and Asuka over Io Sky and Dakota Kai, who were champions for about, I think it was 49 days overall. So there you go. It closed the show. Big babyface moment. Obviously, at the weekend we now have Bayley versus Bianca in Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel. For me, right? Maybe people will disagree with this, but for me, Damage Control, but maybe been one of the first big disappointments.
Yeah, it's not lived up to my expectations. I think it's fair to say.
Because the formation angle was so awesome. It was like, I like all these people. They're together. This is cool. And since then, they've developed. I know they had the belts, but they've developed a bit of a losing habit. I would have liked them to have been presented a little bit more strongly. But that's just the style of booking I prefer. Maybe some people just want to see their favourites do well.
Yeah, mixed emotions about this. I was glad to see Io Sky, and Dakota Kai up on the main roster. They've deserved to be there for years. Dakota Kai's cursed to not have long title reigns, it seems, for the time being. I hope that more can come from this. I still have hope that, maybe they can take this to War Games and do stuff with that there. Maybe Bayley wins the title now in Saudi.
Probably on the head. It's what we do.
It's just the best spot. But yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. I think people expected more from this as a team. But like you say, let it play out. There may be more to come from this. And I really enjoyed last night's Raw. The Trickle Street fight was a load of fun. And Roman Reigns yelling as he leaves down the camera lanes. Well, a camera lens always gets me rock hard. So that's...
Wow, all right, Juice Robinson. 2 things that I really enjoyed on Raw. Number 1, who wore it better? Pumpkin on the head, Otis or Luke Gallows?
No one beats Daddy Gangley.
No one beats the suntan biker man, do they? Number 2, Roman Reigns, grey beard. Since he started showing that, instantly 30% more cool. And he was already pretty damn cool, so...
Imagine if he goes bald.
Oh my God. The bald community would welcome him with open arms. But he's got to do it naturally.
Yes.
He's got a very nice hairline, Roman Reigns. I don't think he's going bald anytime soon, but if he did, in you come, baby.
Yeah.
In you come. Join us. He's already part of the Salt and Pepper Lonely the Heart Club band with me with me and other men who have grey beards. CM Punk, he's got a bit of grey in there. So yeah, shout outs. Good.
More on facial hair stuff in a short while.
Oh.
But some bad news to
Uncle Howdy.
Finish up today's news stories with Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online's Brian Alvarez tweeting overnight. I think we have a few NXT cuts today, so we could well see more NXT releases announced later on today. We will, of course, keep you posted as and when they get released. WhatCulture.com, of course, for the very latest on all of that. WWE, of course, haven't announced anything yet, but do not forget, James Kimball was recently chatting to Bleacher Report. He is WWE's SVP of Talent Relations and Strategy, and said that, they're going to be renewing talent in NXT's or developmental wrestlers every 6 months, and they are now going to be given 2 years in developmental where they will either be called up to the main roster or probably released.
Yeah. It's obviously like quite a brutal strategy to reveal, but credit to Graham Matthews who did that interview. That's really good stuff, because it's probably not all that easy to get a high-level executive to say, yeah, we fired people after 2 years if you've not been called up, pretty much. Obviously, those weren't the exact words, but yeah. We're pro-workers. We said that before on this channel. I think it's much more natural to side with the aggrieved parties rather than the billionaires in situations like this. Call me insane. So if these releases happen, we will evaluate them depending on the circumstances and the context and everything else. Always hate to see people lose their jobs. Obviously hope that isn't the case.
Indeed. Right, let's move on to our Twitter questions, which are not loading on my phone right now, but thankfully, because we did them earlier on, I can remember the first one. It's from Pranav, and he basically says, should we have authority figures coming back? I'm sure we'll chuck the... there we go.
Hey!
Good morning, legends, Pranav writes. Thanks, Pranav. We've seen Triple H on multiple episodes of WWE TV now. He's clearly in charge on screen. Are we getting an authority figure again? And is that a good thing if so, or am I just jumping to conclusion?
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever get another, full-time, dominate the show, heel authority figure opening the show with a 20-minute promo.
Please God, no.
Never putting the wrestlers over, never getting their comeuppance, always standing there and, just putting people down. I don't think we'll ever get that again, and that would be a good thing. The time has come and gone. Though that trope outlived its use years ago, 10 years ago. People were sick of them long before they did away with it. I don't think we'll ever see that again. People have moved on. Triple H is smarter than his dumbass father-in-law, and will recognize that. I have that hope. At least I think you will see Triple H as every 4 weeks when stuff really needs to be laid down. Like last night he came down and was like, what the hell are you guys doing? This is supposed to be an interview, you divs. I don't think you'll call people divs, but that's what it'll be. Not too invasive every now and then. I'm okay with that, but I don't want another overbearing authority figure ever again. Yeah,
I don't need another authority figure for as long as I can live. And I think, you should be better at booking to make heels that don't just have to be, don't you hate your boss?
Yeah. This is it, man. Austin McMahon can't happen again.
No.
You can't capture that. It's 20 plus years removed from that now. We're never going to find that glory again. No. So be your own friend.
Second question today comes from Scotty, who says, gents, you each get to call in any wrestler currently active to be the main event of a WCPW relaunch. Who are you calling? Oh yeah, and factions count.
All right. I've got a stupid answer for this that people are going to love. Obviously, so you go first.
Okay, I'm gonna do something very selfish here, because normally in WCPW I am backstage pestering people for interviews / photos. So I'm gonna pick Scotty Too Hottie. I missed him over WrestleMania weekend. Phil got to meet him. I was very jealous. I missed him when he was in the UK a while back. And maybe he can bring Rikishi with him, best mates, and he can give Adam Cleary a stink face.
Oh, why? That's not nice. A stink face?
But who is Scotty Too Hottie going to be facing in the main event of WCPW's final ever show?
Goldberg. I was going to say Goldberg, no matter who it was. But think about it. Comeback show, everyone's happy, everyone's having a good time. You want to close your show in a crowd-pleasing moment. So you bring out Scotty Too Hottie, it's great, he does the entrance, he does all the dances and stuff, he's going to do the worm later on, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Scotty's here, this match is going to rule, it's going to be fun, it's going to be great. There's no better way to close your show and send people home happy than Goldberg beating someone's ass in a minute. So there you go. Always goes down well, The Fiend that time.
Yeah, and he felt the presence of the Fiend.
He did feel the presence of the Fiend as he was no-selling him on the turnbuckle.
Is that the last time Bray was in Saudi?
It was, man. He's coming back now. That's a bold guy. Uncle Howdy's getting beat by Goldberg this weekend. I can't wait. I'm the ghost of the man who sold the world, of course.
You're Bo Dallas, is what you are.
You're Bo Dallas, referencing David Bowie. Not Bowie Dallas. That's really terrible. Why am I allowed to talk on YouTube for a living?
Final question today comes from JW, John Wilkie, who writes, you won't read my tweet in a video, but a reply would be nice. Joke's on you, John Wilkie.
Called your bluff, JW.
If that is your real name.
Juicy Williams.
John writes, with truth consistently great, and now 50, how good would it be for him to beat Reigns for the title and give it to him for a day as homage for that? Could even be down to Rock's interference setting up WrestleMania 39.
So I like R-Truth.
Yeah.
I like R-Truth. I think he has endearing value as an entertainer. He's been this, like, wrestling in general.
Ageless as well, isn't he?
Absolutely. Wrestling in general, and specifically WWE under Triple H's father-in-law, doesn't do comedy particularly well. But R-Truth makes me laugh all the time. Like, he's a funny guy, and I'm happy every time he's on my screen, because it's only like every now and then, but he pops up, and whether he's taking a ladder to the ring or doing some silly stuff with
Yeah, that's good.
Like, I'm always laughing at R-Truth. I think, like, it's really
pop Brock Lesnar, you're doing all right for yourself.
Exactly. If you can pop Brock, you're a great guy. But like, it's really difficult to have like a career on the mid card for 20 whatever years, however long it's been, and like consistently be just really entertaining, even in like a smaller role like this. I think that's to his credit. I think he's great at it. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame, and I think he will be when he retires.
I agree.
That being said, I would not put the world title on him ever. It's not like, I think he's great. We've established that at what he does. But the world title should be protected. I am not in favor of the gold watch. You've been here a long time. You deserve the top title. For me, the world title should be preserved, protected, given only to the most over person in the company, the biggest draw, someone who can be turned into the biggest draw, someone who's going to be a huge success with their run as the belt. I think it should have value and meaning, and a run to it should represent something. Tomohiro Ishii is my favorite wrestler of all time. Some of the greatest matches of all time. Consistently high on the guys who've had the most great matches in a calendar year. Very popular. But he should never be world champion in New Japan. He should never hold the IWG World Championship. Same situation with R-Truth.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've just compared Ishii to Truth. But, you know, no.
You don't get world title reigns for participation and just longevity. I mean, has Steven Gerrard got a Premier League winners medal?
Well, he does in the best league in the world, sadly.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I think this is the dumbest fucking I've ever read. Sorry, John. I know you said, not a right reply, but I said my reply. This is dumb. Look, I get it. You want R-Truth to be rewarded. I agree. Andy agrees with that. You don't end Roman Reigns' 2-year title reign for it, though. Look, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Big E, if you want to do it. I'm biased. The real person who should do it, Rick Boogs, right?
You just did the same thing.
I can name 100 people who should be beating Roman Reigns for his world title. Whether or not The Rock gets involved to set up WrestleMania, it shouldn't be Truth. Sorry.
No, it shouldn't be Truth. Like, we've established that we really enjoy the guy.
Yeah.
But, God, imagine me being the angel on the shoulder. You're the devil. What's going on?
I like it.
What's going on, guys? You're the MJF. I'm who's the angel? I don't know. MJF, there you go.
You're the MJF and I'm the MJF.
I'm babyface MJF, you're heel MJF.
There's no such thing as heel MJF, but yeah. Let's move on to today's and finally, and a massive thank you to David Esposito. You may remember we mentioned him a while back, didn't we, Andy? Of course, on his wedding day, he had championship belts, and he's been very kind enough to send us gifts. I mean, get this piece of trash out of here.
Look at me. I'm the king of the mic now. Yes, look at this, man.
Look at it! It's gold mic he's got.
So we haven't really figured out everything that this can do.
Or anything it can do.
It's got instructions, and in the instructions it says you can take a selfie with. I don't know how. But look, it's got a remix button. All right, you can do karaoke on it. I will figure this out, but for now, the one thing I have figured out is that it does this. Look at that.
I'm so jealous.
No way. Microphone. Yeah, it's great. And I'm the king of the mic now.
You are the king of the mic.
You are the heel dealer.
Well, you're the king of the mic for now because, hey, give me the mic. Hey,
don't
worry, buddy.
You missed
It's just a comb. I've been sent quite a few of these flick combs after I put over Cool Hand Ange, but David Esposito has sent me this. It's pretty hefty.
It's pretty murderous.
Pretty heavy duty, this. And it's come just in time, Andy, because you know what today is?
Oh.
It's the 1st of November, so I'm going to need it to comb my mustache as it grows throughout Movember. Yes, it's the month my wife dreads the most of all the months in the year. Movember has begun. I will be putting a link on my Twitter in the next few days to raise money for a fantastic cause. And yes, as I become more like, who'd you say I look like?
Nigel Thornberry.
Yeah, fair assessment.
Yeah. Or Chucky's dad from the Rugrats.
We do look a bit like...
I look like Tommy,
yeah,
to be fair. Or the dog. Did they have a dog? If they did, I look like the dog.
Right, What were we saying? Oh yeah,
Congrats.
I will be raising money for a fantastic cause for Movember. And if you see people in the comments of the news in the next few weeks saying, "Why's that guy got that weird thing on his face?" Let them know. But thank you to David Esposito for this and for the mic. And congratulations on his wedding.
Congratulations once again.
You don't have to.
I did the microphone thing.
You don't have to send us gifts to get your name mentioned on the news, but it helps.
Yeah, don't send us gifts and like.
Can't wait to see what John Wilkie sends us.
Well, we've just. Yeah, sorry, John. That wasn't me. It was him. It wasn't me. I just want that to be clear. In the words of Shaggy, it wasn't me. So if you're gonna kill anyone, don't kill anyone. That'd be nasty.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
because I've got.
Thank you to anyone who's ever sent us nonsense. We got this wonderful
stupid
illustration from Jet Lasso Rules.
I take this back. I'm still keeping.
I got. I almost fell over and died. What was I gonna say?
What was it that?
I was. That was Ace Steel, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say something. I can't remember what it was. So it was clearly very important.
Use this for the news in future. I've just realised.
I was just about to smack that, and then I realised I had your phone on it. You gotta pour one out for Adam's wife because that mustache is not easy to live with, I'm sure. So pour one out.
Hey, she's still with me, baby. She knew what she was getting involved with.
Lockdown, baby. Maybe don't pour one out if you're like in your car and you're drinking coffee. That'd be quite dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, just poured some coffee on my willy. Don't do that. But like, if you can pour one out safely, do that. Piss off.
Piss off. Right, comments. Like, share, subscribe, mustache thoughts.
Mustache mountain.
Indeed.
Hey.
Twiddle on that mustache. Right. At WhatCulture WWE for all of us. Twitter questions, including you, John Wilkie. You can follow Andy Murray on Twitter
at Andy H. Murray. The H stands for.
You can follow me on Twitter at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. Subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from. For daily wrestling podcasts, we're reviewing Raw. We're looking ahead to the show formerly known as NXT Yay! A little bit later on today. But for now, this has been the news. Thanks. I'm joking, John Wilkie, by the way. We appreciate all your questions.
I do. He doesn't.
Yeah, I'm on one today. Hey. Uncle Howdy's here. Right, thanks, Andy. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
I'm glad I get paid for this, man.